Hello and welcome back. It's time now for video update number 3. Okay. In the last one we got the tracks done, we got the Zimmerit done, and now it's time to sort of see, can we get the tracks off again. I doubt it, I really doubt it. The way they've gone, I don't think I'll be able to get them off, but I'm going to give it a try. And then we're going to carry on then with the rest of the build. We've got the turret to do, we've got Zimmerit to do on the turret, and then all the little bits and pieces, the fiddly bits that go on. So there's loads, still plenty to do, and then we've got to get it painted. So we still have loads to do. So let's get down to the bench, let's see where we are at this stage, and let's carry on with the build. Right, so here we are, we're back onto the bench. Now, we've got the tracks on, so it would be nice if I could get them apart again. If I do, I do. If I don't, it's okay, so we'll have to stay like they are. But hopefully I'll be able to get them off, and we can do the painting separately on them. Right, now, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we're going to give it a go. Okay. Because it is easier to get these tracks painted when they're not on the vehicle. It's not impossible to get them done off the vehicle or the tank, but it is kind of difficult. So let's see, can we get these all off? Like I said, I doubt it. No, I can't see it. Yeah, it's down to the return roller. I should have I think I made a mistake in gluing in the return roller. So if you are doing this, don't glue in the return roller. It's going to impede in getting the tracks off. Yeah, it's down to the return roller. That's the awkward one. No, unfortunately they're going to have to stay on, and it's going to have to be the tracks are going to have to be painted on the vehicle. I thought as much. Hindsight is brilliant, isn't it? If I thought that this would have been so much trouble, I would have not glued the wheels on, but I have, so can't go back and undo what I've done, especially when you're talking about glue like this. I could break everything apart again and try and get the tracks off, but that would be seriously defeating the purpose of everything. So let's just rebuild it as best as we can. Get it. Hopefully I don't damage anything in putting the drive sprocket back on again. Which is turning out to be quite fiddly indeed. There we go. Now to get it into the grooves. Always a little whistle, if all it says. There we go. No. So, I figured out that idea is not going to work. Now, one thing as well I have noticed is this side here could do with another track link. Okay, as you see here, it goes together, but you have to do a fair bit of pressure to get it together, but at least another track link will make that fit together much more comfortable. So they do give you plenty of spares, thank God. So let's get this other track link on. Goes in there like that, and then that one in there like that, and that will fit perfectly. So we're off using the the ordinary TAMIYA extra thin in this one. So we'll get the other track link on. So I'm going to carry on with this. I'm going to get the tracks glued up, because we're not going to be able to separate them. So we're going to have to, have them glued in position. So if that's the case, I might as well do it. Get them glued into position. And there we go. Tracks on. Now I will have to kind of add bits of glue into various little places, just to set so they'll stay as I want them to stay. Okay, so I'll get that done. I'll get back to you. We'll have a look at it then when I got that done, and then we're going to see what we're going to carry on with. As far as I know, it's the turret next. Okay, so as I thought, we're in now to step 11, and step 11 is getting the turret together. Okay, we've got the gun mantlet, we've got the mechanism there for the gun, we've got the breech and a few other bits and pieces there to go on. So I'm going to get them assembled, get the two sides together, get in the two little seats. Hopefully everything will work as in the gun will elevate and go do the uppy downy thing, okay, and the shooty thing will go into the front of it. So I'll get on ahead with that. We'll have a look at then step 11 when that's finished. Okay. No, and here we go. That's step 11 done. Okay, I'm after making up the gun mantlet and the breech block and all that kind of stuff. That's all there. Put in the two seats, put the sides on, and the escape hatch. They're all done. Now I will have to go back over this now in a while and do the zimmet on it. The zimmet goes into the shaded areas and the gun breech, or the gun mantlet, sorry, should I say, sorry, and on the sides of the tank, of the turret. But here it is anyway, unzimmered. Okay, so as you can see, it'll work, it'll go up and down. Feck all detail inside there really. So before, but I'll still have to paint it, do you know what I mean? I'm still going to have to paint the inside of that, purely because I'm going to have the hatches open. If you're going to have the hatch open, at least the little bit that you can see, I'm going to have it that it's done properly. Okay, so next step for me with this anyway is of course get the inside of that painted white, get it weathered up, and get the zimmet on. Okay, so that's step 11. As you see, I've got the little pegs in here. I have to get down to get that sag in there, because once I've the tracks fitted, I've glued the tops of the wheels just so the track stays down now into the sag, just to keep it in place. I've done one side, leave that dry overnight, and then I'll do the other side, because I use the slow setting glue. It's a much stronger glue than the extra thin, so it'll be a good strong bond to it, but it will take overnight to dry. So I mean, no rush. There's one side done tomorrow night, and then the other side done. We're now on to step number 12 and step number 13. Okay, now some of these steps I can get done before I do the zimmet. I can do, say, the top sections in step 13. I can fit the ventilation thingy-majiggy there, and the ring for on the copula, the machine gun ring on the copula there for the commander's hatch, and this little vision-y thing. I think I'd say it's a vision block top. Right, here it tells you anyway, on to step 12, whether you're doing the late version. Let me get it down here so we can see it. If you're going to do the late version or the final version. Okay, now I've decided to do the late version, Okay, there was another little thing back here on step 11 for the late version. Okay, you had to drill out one of the little holes there in the front. So you've got 2 holes in the front. I've done that. So once I've done that, I've now decided that this is the late version, not the final version. Okay, so for the late version, you use this gun here, which is A18 and A17. For the final version, you use this gun, which is A1 and A2. Now, I have been looking closely at it, and the only difference I can find is just down here. That seems to be just a little bit slightly different there. Okay. Also on the gun, the top of the gun mantlet, that's kind of more curvedy, you know. It's more of a gentle curve, whereas this here seems more stepped. See it? It's kind of a curves up, and it's a step down. I know they're the differences between the 2 barrels. Anyway, we're not doing that one. We're doing this one. Also, it tells me here, right? There's 3 little protrusions that have to be removed. Now, I'm after taking the piece off the sprue just to show you what those little protrusions are. There are these things here, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Those 3 have to be removed for it to be the late version. Leave it on for the final version. So, in removing them, just nice sharp knife. Take it nice and slow. Don't ever kind of just, if your knife is sharp, don't ever just slide into it, because your knife could go down at an angle, and what will happen then is you're cutting into the plastic. You don't want to do that. Okay, so cut it off, and then just sand it clean. Okay, there we go, nicely removed. Yes, you can see it there visibly, but I can't feel it with my nail. Okay, so therefore that's going to get covered in paint, and you're not going to see it at all. Right, so I'm going to go on. I'm going to get step 12 done. I'm going to get the Zimmerit done on the turret, and then I'm going to go on then and do step 13. So that's going to take me a little while. When I've that done, we'll come back and we'll have a look at that. Okay. Okay, there's step 12 and step 13 done. Now you may notice that the hatch isn't on here. Okay, it's not there, is it? No, that's because it's in here. I'm going to have the hatch open, okay, for the finish, but for painting it I'm going to have it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bit of masking tape inside, just to keep that down on the inside while I'm painting it, just so I get the camouflage pattern correct over the top of it. So until I'm ready for that stage, I'm just keeping it in my little parts box here. The Zimmerit is done on the turret. I even sort of damaged up a piece here at the side, as you can see. Okay, and I've also got the tracks on. Alright, there's the hatch. Again, a bit of damaged Zimmerit, and around then to the mantlet. Okay, so that's the Zimmerit done. That's step 13 done. And step 12, we got the barrel done. I'm not doing that version. That's for the let's get the glue out of the way so you can see, so you can show you. Alright, step 12 had been putting on the 12 there, had been putting on the gun basically, and the hatches for the turret. I guess the late version and the final version then has a different gun. It's only slightly different, but a slightly different shaped hatch as well. So I didn't do them, I did the first one. Also in step 13 now, I've got these little pieces on as well as the track, the Zimmert, the two nuts, the nut either side. And I got the tracks either side as well, even though it's telling me here in step 14 to do the tracks either side of that and the nut. So they're already done. So next now I've got to mount the MG34 machine gun. Okay, the commander's hatch, which I'm going to have open, but I might be able to have it that, you know, it even says here don't glue, so be able to have it open and closable, openable and closable. And then we got the turret basket. It's got two pieces, just a bit of base goes onto that and fit on the turret basket. Now I already attached the base and sanded it off and the whole lot, so it's nicely fitted there. There's my turret basket all ready to go on. Okay, and if you see, I didn't put Zimmert where it's supposed to go, so that basket now should fit on there perfectly. Once it's booted, obviously it'll stay. So that's ready to go on. And I got it spot on with me Zimmert. Crikey mac I did. Got it spot on with the Zimmert. So I'm going to attach the basket, attach the machine guns, and then the hatch. And also it tells me to putting on here on the side skirts, okay, and the tow rope along the side. Now I can fit the tow rope along the side skirts. I'm going to kind of damage them up a bit. So I'm going to cut them up into 4 separate pieces. I'm going to leave out one, damage up the rest. You know yourself, to sort of give it a bit of, because they were only flimsy. They got torn to shreds. I remember reading something there some time ago that one of the German commanders said it's a waste of metal, because they were never any good in the first place. In the first bit of rough ground they went through, they were ripped off. He said it was metal they could have used in other things, but it just goes to show you the over-engineering of some of the German stuff. They really, they kind of, there was no need for a certain amount of things, but they still put them on anyway. So that's the side skirts, and we've got the tow hitches, hooks, the towing hooks, they got to go on, and the 2 rear mud guards. I think that's basically it. Yeah, that's it then for the assembly. So I'm going to get ahead. I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to get ahead. I already have a head, and it's a nice one. Well, I think so anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fit the last of those little bits and pieces that have to be done. There's a tanker's bar here as well to go on. Everything else is done. So it's just the towing eyes, the tow rope, the 2 skirts, and the mud guards, the rear mud guards. So, and then the towing bar. So I'm going to go off and get that done, and then we'll have a look at it when it's all completed and all the assembly then is done. Then I can attach my my hatch covers here for the driver and the commander. They're going to have to be sort of glued in the open position. I'm not really too worried about getting the camouflage right in there, because you're not going to get it anyway. And these things are fitted, so I won't be able to kind of have them closed. So I'm going to have that done anyway. Okay, so I'm going to get them all fitted as well. So then we'll have a look at it fully assembled, and the assembly done, and then that'll be it then for this one. And the next video then will be the painting. So I'm going to go off and get them little bits and pieces done. It'll probably take me a day or two, well, a day anyway, and we'll have a look at it. And the next step then after that, like I said, will be the painting. So I'll get them done. We'll see what they look like. Now, I just thought I'd show you this. This is what I'm doing with the fenders. I have one of the fenders here. I have it sort of glued in. It's not fully home yet, but it needs a bit more sort of gluing, because when you go bending them and things like that, they kind of pop out a bit, so it just needs a bit more fiddling. But if you look along the fender, oops, there's little bolts, right? And that's what the fenders are bolted up onto. So if the fender is ripped off, you're still going to have the bolts there. So what I did was, with my trusty little, keep moving the camera there, my trusty little drill bit, drilled 4 little holes, lined them up with the piece that I took off, basically, lined up the marks, and a bit of stretch sprue, just stuck it into each of the holes and glued it in position. Now when that glue is set, it's not set yet, I mean, I'm showing you in the middle of while I'm doing this, I just thought I'd show you. When that glue is set, then just go along with the snips and just shorten them down, so you're left with the little nubs of the bolts that are going to be showing, because they are going to show, okay, they are going to be there. There's going to be the marks of them there. It's easy to paint in the marks of where, you know, the thing was, but you need the actual bolts there as well. Okay, so if you don't have those tiny little bolts to put on, there's a quick little idea, and it works. It'll do the trick. Okay, so just thought I'd show you that. Right, all the construction is done on the tank. I'm after, as you can see, I'm after giving it a bit of damage and everything. Happy enough with how it all came about. Being a TAMIYA kit, obviously everything was going to fit, and fit nicely, and it did. It really did. Happy with the tracks. I wish I kind of was able to, you know, build them and then take them off. I suppose I shouldn't have glued on the wheels. By gluing on the wheels, I kind of stopped that from happening. But other than that, you know, I can't fail it. I can't fault the kit. It's really nice. I dinted up these as well. Just generally kind of gave it a bit of use and abuse, shall we say. Took off the front fender here, side fender there, a bit of the side fender gone, and one of the rear mud guards. I left the holder for it, as you can see, just a little bit of it, so the rest of it was kind of blown off or damaged or whatever. But yeah, it's about all I can say about it really. It was a very enjoyable kit to make. Next step for this now is to get it painted. But before I go into the painting of this, okay, in the next video I will be building these. Okay, this is the little figure set that came with it. It's the German Tiger 1 lathe with Ace Commander and Crew set. So this is the Ace Commander and Crew set. Okay, it's got 4 figures, and they'll be in those positions there. So I'm going to build it basically as that, and I'm going to fit them up and see what the whole thing looks like. We'll have a look at it then at that stage, before we go on to the painting. So that's it for this video. This video is the last of the construction of the vehicle itself. The tank is made, so like I said, all that's left now for that, the tank itself, is just the painting of it. But overall I am happy with it. So I'll catch you on the next one, lads. Don't forget to stay tuned to the channel for further updates, and I'll see you on the next one. So in the meantime, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it and enjoy it. John's saying I'll catch you on the next one, and stay safe.